God, lately I've been having such bad luck getting decent matches. Like, this is probably the best match I've gotten lately, and it's not really saying much. Like, most of my matches have either been stupid fucking people or just stupid fucking hacks. It's just really annoying. But, you know, the show must go on, right? But anyways, hey guys, well, we got a match here today against Dean Blaid from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. Seems like everyone on fucking Mosh Pit and Beta submit a battle against him at one point or another. I don't know, just randomly noticing that little bit. But anyways, on to the team preview. I'm using this new team I kind of constructed or randomly threw together. It's got a defensive Gliscor, defensive Rotom, yeah, I don't have any special wall, but then I got a Choice Band of Breloom, a offensive Porygon 2, Sandforce, Calm Minding, Landorus, and a SD Luke. So that's my team. And looking at his team, he's got a pretty decent rain team. Looks really defensive though on his end, but because he's got the Politoed, which, I mean, it could be Scarfed or Specs, but then he's got the Bronzong, the Jirachi, and the Amoonguss, so big defensive shit there. And then he's got the Rotom and the Scizor, so that's kind of what he's got going on. But threats on his end, I'm not really seeing too much being threatening. Like, Bronzong's gonna be a little bit annoying to get around, but it's not exactly threatening. So, and then like Politoed I should have no troubles with. Rotom, same thing. As long as I keep my Breloom alive, Politoed and Rotom should be no problem. Scizor, I got plenty of checks to it, so it's not a huge deal. But Amoonguss, it's like, it'll be awkward to deal with, but I shouldn't have any problems with it. But here, I'm just going to predict him to lead off with his Rotom, so I'm just going to go straight off with my Breloom, because Choice Banded Bullet Seed will hurt. But he leads off with a Rotom. I'm like, okay, he can't take me out with any one hit, so I'm just going to go straight for Bullet Seed. But it turns out he is slower than me, so I guess, well, I'm jolly Choice Banded, but he must be running like a lot less defensive investment than that. Maybe he's a defensive Rotom, I don't know. But he's going to go into Scizor now. I know he's going to want a U-turn, but I still don't want to fire off a Bullet Seed. I would rather go to my Gliscor and get the Poison Heal working on that than leaving my Breloom and take unnecessary damage, because I kind of want to keep Breloom alive. But he's going to go into Politoed on my Gliscor, and I'm like, okay, looking at it, Gliscor might not be that useful, because he's got the Bronzong, and then Jirachi's probably special, so I'm just going to leave in Gliscor, go for Stealth Rocks just to get him up. They're not going to be that useful, but I still would like them. I mean, I probably could have used Gliscor, but I thought maybe I wouldn't. But I'm going to go back into Breloom. He assumes I'm Choice, so he's going to see what move I lock myself into, which I happen to lock myself in a low sweep, because I thought it would do a good chunk of damage to any of his Pokemon, even the Amoonguss, because I don't think Amoonguss has really good defenses to speak of. But I go for the low sweep, and it does a little bit to Amoonguss, but doesn't do quite enough to, you know, warrant staying in. So I'm just going to switch out. I know he's going to go for Spore, and I'm thinking Porygon 2 might actually be one of my most useless guys, so I'm just going to leave this thing in to get Spored. And then next turn, I'm going to predict him to actually go for a Stun Spore, because I know a lot of people like to run a double status on this thing, or so I've heard. I don't know, I don't fight that many Amoongusses, but a lot of people were, you know, speculating about it because it's stupid. But, so I just stay in just to try and get some sleep turns killed, and also predicting the Stun Spore. But he goes out to Scizor, and I'm thinking, okay, he's probably not going to Superpower, so I'm just going to stay in and go for an attack, which happens to be Discharge. And it gets a crit, which is unfortunate because now my Porygon's going to have less survivability. But he goes into Jirachi, so I need a Parahax, and then I can start recovering up and keep my Porygon 2, which I'm able to get it. So that kind of makes up for that crit, because now I'll be able to, like I said, recover, and then I'll be in a good spot against this Jirachi. Also, it's worth noting that my Porygon 2 did get the special attack boost against his Amoonguss, which means that he is most likely defensive and not special defensive. I don't know, I forgot to note that earlier, but feel like noting it now. But since the Jirachi is paralyzed and he got a Parahax last turn, I don't know what kind of set he is, and even if he's Calm Minding, I'm not too fearful of it. So going to Rotom, and I thought here he'd want to go out to Amoonguss, so I went for Will-O-Wisp just to get residual damage on that, but now I'm like, fuck it, let's just Hydro Pump. He keeps getting Parahax though, which is pretty unfortunate, and he gets it again, and yeah, I don't even find out what kind of Jirachi this is, which is kind of sad, because then I can know if all those Parahaxes really matter or not, you know? But he finally just goes for Wish, which doesn't tell me anything, so I'm like, okay, I'll just fire off another Hydro Pump to try and take him out, because he probably doesn't have Protect, and wherever he switches in will not like taking a Hydro Pump, which happens to be Amoonguss, but I miss a Hydro Pump, so I won't even know if it would like taking it or not, but probably wouldn't. But now I know he's probably going to want to go for Spore, so I'm just going to leave in Rotom for Sleep Fodder, but also try and go for Will-O-Wisp at the same time to get that residual damage off. But I miss, which is unfortunate, but now my Rotom's asleep. Not like I needed it too much anyway, so I'm not that concerned about it. But now I'm going to go to Lucario thinking, okay, he didn't go for Stun Spore last time, so he might not even have it, but he does have it, so that kind of sucks for me. But I'd still just go for SD, even though it's obvious he's going to switch out. But he goes out to Bronzong. I'm like, okay, he really wants rocks, even though he doesn't really need them. So I'm just going to set up an SD right here, so I can try and kill this or anything else he might want to bring in. So I might as well just do that, because if I get rid of this Bronzong, that's going to give me a lot of leeway for my Landers and my Porygon too. So really, him sacking Bronzong at this point was kind of a huge mistake, because now, like I said, leeway to both Landorus and Porygon 2. So he's going to go into Scizor right here. I'm just going to go for Extreme Speed, just to leave in Luke for Death Water, because I don't know what he's going to lock himself into. Probably going to be Superpower, just because the other times I haven't really been switching too much. Well, actually I have, but I don't know. I guess I figured this time he might just predict me to stay in, so I'll just stay in and go for it, get some extra damage off. And then with him locked into Superpower, I can easily go into my Landorus, so that's kind of why I wanted to leave in Luke just in case. But now, since I can go into Landorus, I'm going to go for the Calm Mind, just because I figure he is obviously going to switch out. I thought he might want to go out to his Jirachi as Death Fodder, so I figured it'd be perfect to go for a Calm Mind, alright? But he goes into Amoonguss, predicting the Earthquake, because I guess that's the best thing he has to take an Earthquake, because defensive, but I get the Calm Mind up, and he sees that, so he's going to go out to his Politoed, which hasn't taken any damage yet, and I go for the Psychic to hit the Amoonguss, but I hit the Politoed instead, and holy fuck, that did half. That is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty fucking good. But now I can just hit him with an Earth Power to take him out, and bye-bye, Politoed. Yay. But now he's gonna go back into Scizor. I know he can live one Bullet Punch since I have no lower defenses, and he should only be Choice Banded, so I should have no risk of dying, which I don't die, and then I can hit him with an Earth Power. Then again, if he got a crit, you know, he could have killed me, but I wasn't really that fearful of the rest of his team anyways. But take out the Scizor, and now Jirachi comes in. Obviously he's gonna die, and then all he's got left is Amoonguss, which, since he's not invested in special defense, he should not be able to live a Psychic by any means, and even if he was, the chance of him living is probably shaky. But just go for Psychic to try and take him out, and I might as well, you know, do that, because there's nothing better to do, and it does take him out, so that will make it be the match. So, good game, Team Blaid. You know, it was alright, but that was literally one of the better matches I've had lately, so, you know, hopefully my luck will change with getting decent matches. And, yeah, so I guess that's it for today. So, hope you guys enjoyed, etc, etc, fucking blah. Maybe I'll try and have a showdown video up tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see, but just randomly thinking to myself while I'm narrating still. I don't know why I do that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, etc, etc, blah. Ring up and sub, and later, guys.